Yes, sir.
Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister. And Ben tells them about the minister.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet you all with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to be talking about setting goals. Setting goals, because we are in the third quarter of the year. We're in the third quarter of the year, and we want to start taking control of life as much as we can. Control what we can control, and what we can't control, we can't control it, but at least we can set goals on what we plan to accomplish in this third quarter. And then we know we got the fourth quarter coming after that. So without letting life just life, because life is always going to be lifing, we can start to again take control of our life and determine what we want to accomplish and put together a plan to accomplish it as well, in spite of whatever we're going through. Okay, so we're going to listen to Brother E.T. and then we have I have a clip from Jordan Peterson that talks about how to set goals the smart way as well. So as you guys are listening to this, I want you guys to think about, what are your goals and what are some things you want to accomplish and why? And we're going to discuss that at the end. Here we go.
Taking a test because they giving you the test. You're taking a test that's about to change your life, your mama's life. And I know if you take the test serious, you'll kill it. When you go through your go-through, your siblings are watching you. When you go through your go-through, if you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, maybe even college, welcome to freesummerschool.com. Knowledge is the new money, get you some. Knowledge is the new money, get you some. All right, I'm so pumped up, y'all. Why? My whole life changed with the information change. You feel me? Listen to me. Nothing changes if nothing changes, but information changes situations. And I got informed about school. I got informed about what makes the great great. I got informed about work and work ethics. I got informed, y'all, about money. I got informed about opportunities. I got informed about, I just got informed, y'all. How, and I like it. I got informed, y'all. And once I got informed, my life went to a different level. And that's what I'm hoping for you. I'm hoping to share some of the stuff I got from the greats with you so you can become great in whatever you're trying to become great in. All right. So we're talking about goal setting today. All right. Now, can I be honest? I got a new term for that. Like legacy living. You know what I'm saying? Like walking into your purpose, like thriving. I'm not even on goal set no more because I don't necessarily I don't set goals for the sake of setting goals. Like I don't do that. I actually set goals because I'm trying to be a blessing to my family. I'm trying to have access to certain things. I'm trying to have wealth. You feel me? It's just certain things I want. And so if setting a goal is a part of that, or if that's what they call it, I feel you, but I'm not really about setting goals. Like to me, that's like what I'm saying? It's like somebody forcing you to do something. I'm waking up every day trying to lead this legacy. And so there are things that I know I have to do in order to make that happen, right? But sound the alarm. I got a quote for y'all. Sound the alarm. You aim for nothing, you'll hit it every single time. Oh, I guarantee one I can make two guarantees. One guarantee, you're gonna die. All right. That's a guarantee. So stop being afraid, stop living afraid, stop it. You're gonna die. Stop playing life. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Scared. I don't know. Stop it. You're gonna die. Stop playing it safe, right? Go out here and get everything you simply can. Go get everything you could have, right? So it's a guarantee you're going to die, and it's a guarantee that if you don't have something that you're aiming for, right? Come on, come on, come on, come on. If you're not waking up to do something, accomplish something, be something, right? I promise you, you're not going to hit nothing. That's a guarantee. And so a part of being successful is having clarity, right? I don't care if you're in elementary school, you know what you know what you like to do. I don't know what I like. You know, you in middle school, man. It's too deep for me. I don't know. Yes, you do. You know if you love science or social studies. You know when you cut the TV on, what you gravitate toward. You know that. But what you also know is what your boys think you should be doing. That's the problem. What your homegirls think you should be doing. What your crew thinks you should be doing. That's the problem. You know what you like. You know, and you would probably go after it if you weren't worried about looking stupid in front of them or them not accepting you or affirming you. Like, get over it already. Get you a goal, right? Get a goal. Wake up to something. I'm telling y'all, while I'm grateful that this business has turned, into economics, not just for me, but everybody that works for the company. Listen to me. Come on, come on, come on. The reality is, it's not money that wake me up and get me going. It's the goals. I feel good that I'm a contribute. Man, I'm walking through the mall. I'm going out to eat. I'm in the airport. People know me, want to take a picture. I'm tripping on the fact that I'm a contributor. I woke up and knew, okay, E, you do this. All right, then you do that. Then you do this. Then you do that. Then you do this. Then you do that. And then you wake up number one in the world. Because I was just getting up every day, y'all. I gotta go. I know what I want to do now. How many steps is it gonna take to do that? What is it gonna take to actually make that happen? B, give me that last one, y'all. I got one more for y'all. Watch this. A dream written down becomes a goal. A goal breaking down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action becomes a reality. I'll do it one more time. Remember, think, act, think, act, think, act, think, act, think, act. All right. So if you want to be successful, you can't be successful without setting a goal and then putting some action with that. You can't just play video games. You can't do what you want to do when you want to do it. You can't just play around. You can't. You can't just study when you want to, 50%, 60%, 80%, 90%. You are 120%. So act like it. Act like it. All right, I'm gonna read that one more time. A dream written down becomes a goal. Action. Remember what I told you? Think, act. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. Act is all leading to action. A plan backed by action becomes a reality. Come on. I'm talking to you. Come on. I'm talking to you. Get a goal. Wake up every day knowing what you're supposed to do. What time do you need to get up to do that? What time do you need to go to bed? When do you need to take a lunch? How long should you be watching TV? How many video games you should be playing? And if that stuff don't add up to your goal, you gotta let it look like another love. DKO. I think I better let it go. You gotta let it go. Let it go. It's your boy ET. Small steps, great distances. Now you know. Let's go.
Knowledge is the new money. Get you some. Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. I'm your host, Quincy Harris. Before we start, I would just like to tell the students, accept the challenge, right? Accept the challenge. There's going to be things that are going to challenge you. It may be, I don't like math. I'm not a good writer. I don't like how the teacher does. Accept the challenge. Accept the challenge and get stronger, get tutors, get help. But you first have to accept the challenge of whatever is in front of you. And guess what? There are going to be a lot of things in front of you as you get older. So get used to it. Today we are talking about goal setting. Can you talk to us about setting goals, how important this is for our students, and how that can impact your life?
Yeah, I'll let the team wax deep. I'm gonna say let's not call it goal setting until y'all get to the next person. I want to change it up. Can we call it living your best life? You know what I'm saying? Can we call it living your best life? Can we call it fulfillment? Can we call it, just man, any and everything that's positive, that's next level, right? Because the way I see it, somebody was saying to me the other day, E, which one do you like the most? And I was like, I'm gonna be real with you. I love being in a financial place, but I don't love money. Like, I'm just not the guy to just wake up thinking about money. I don't like money. That's just not my thing. I know money is a necessity to live the life that I want to live. But if you gave me a choice I give you all the money in the world, but you gotta stay in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the crib. You don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You could drive your car wherever you want, eat whatever you want, but you can't do nothing. Bruh, I would rather take fulfillment all day. I'd rather take having a sense of purpose, feeling like I add value to the world. I contribute. I must have watched, and I'm telling on myself, y'all. Go back. I told y'all the Tab video hit over 1 million. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. When she posted that, I must have watched it 1 billion times. And I'm gonna tell you which part I watched 1 billion times. Me and Chance hugging. You feel me? I watched it 1 million times, bro. I ain't even watched the whole thing. I kept just rewinding and me and my man hugging. You feel me? Why? Because it was like, yo, I add value to the world.
Yes.
Somebody called me to come, and of all the things that they could surprise their husband with, it was me. I was just like, yo, this is crazy. They got money, they got influence. They could have had anybody here. And they asked me to be there. And so for me, that whole day was getting dressed because I got somewhere to go. Bruh, I've never done this in my life. My wife was like, look, you got to do this. Bruh, I literally bought a pair of Louis gym shoes. Like, I don't even rock out like that. I had the Louis boys on with the. I got the jeans tapered.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah. I got the jeans tapered, bro. I bought a sports coat. I told my wife, you know what? I think in 2022 or 2021, the fourth quarter, I'm gonna start going out with you to some dinners or something with a hat, no hat, the dress, the look, hookup. I just don't be feeling that. That's just not my swag. But I'm like, yo, D, I'm gonna start doing that just because that day was just like, it was so purposeful. It was so we getting the jacket. I got the jacket tapered. When I hit Tab was like, yo, it's gonna be hot. You don't want to wear the jacket. Like, where you coming? We in the valley. It's about to be smoking up here. But I'm going to wear. So what I'm trying to tell people, you might look at us and say, oh, you got this and you got that. I like having a purpose in life. I like waking up and knowing I got to do something. I got to be somewhere. You feel me? So I don't look at it as goal setting. I got to do all these things today. I look at it as, yo, one day I'm going to die because there's no more left on this earth for me to do. That my time is over. So while I'm alive, I just want to get as much accomplished, as I possibly can, bro. Leo, not goal setting, legacy living. You feel me? So I don't goal set. I legacy live.
Wow. Listen, Charles Terry Jr. Yeah, that was.
You made that. In the moment, you gave me that. You made me come up with that.
You talk about throwing a hot potato. I tell you,
right.
I tell you what.
He threw it at you.
That joker hot.
Hot potato.
I'm telling you. Whoa, goodness. But in keeping with that, though, so in the steps to living your best life or life setting, in order for you to mark down the things that you need to do, you have to first take the first step of making the invisible become visible. So what does that look like? Writing it down. That goes back, we talk about it all the time, Rebecca 2 and 2. Write the vision, make it plain. So a lot of us are going into new adventures or attempting to live our best life blindly. So everything that comes at us is a shock because we didn't forecast anything. So writing down what your best life looks like and then what it's going to take to measure up to make that happen, mapping all that stuff out is very tangible in regards to making the invisible become visible.
Let's go to Kale. Kale, talk to us, bro.
Man, one of the quotes that saved my life. I'm gonna just I'm taking my position as the quote guy on the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just hit a quote every time. But one of my favorite quotes that saved my life last year. It was like, a year from now, you don't want to wish you had started today. And that messed me up. It messed me up because it's like, man, if I start today, a year from now, I'm going to be a year further. You know what I'm saying? It sounds so simple, but for example, if I decided today I'm going to start growing my hair, a year from now, my hair is not going to still be the same length, no matter what I do. Just because I started growing it out. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there are going to be some challenges. Yes, I might, have some breakage, some split ends. I might have but it's still going to be further along than if I had never started. So it's important to realize that your goal might be a year away.
Yeah.
Your goal might be 6 months away. Your goal might be 3 years away, but you have to start.
And we talked about self-starting. You have to start today to be a year further, a year from now. And that's why I started my company. I started Rich Purpose Design at that moment, the moment I heard that quote. And I was like, wow, what could I start today that if it grew for a year will ultimately change my life? You know what I'm saying? If I just started one day that had a year to grow. And it had to take a year. It couldn't have been no short goal that I could have did in 2 weeks. It couldn't have been a short goal that I could have done in a month. What can I start today that's going to take me a year to do that's going to change my life next year?
That's good, Kel. Yeah, that's good, Kel.
Our goals. You have to think long term, short term. And I think my second point is the most important point. Don't let other people set goals for you. Don't do it. You cannot achieve a goal. I mean, you can achieve a goal, somebody, but it won't give you that fulfillment that E is talking about. It won't give you that, wow, I'm changing lives. I'm doing what I was blessed and called to do. Other people setting goals for you is just going to make them happy. I went to school and I couldn't tell you how many kids were there getting degrees that their parents told them to get. And how many dropped out because of that. How many people, and if they would have just switched their major, if they would have had enough courage to be like, you know what, Mom, Dad, I'm switching my major to music composition because I love music. Or I'm switching my major to business, even though I was a psychology major. I'm switching it to business because I have an idea that I think is going to change our lives. So you have to set goals for yourself and then be realistic about the time frames that those goals are going to achieve. If you want the results of a 1 week goal, set a 1 week goal. But if you want the results of a lifetime goal, it's going to take you a lifetime to get there. You know what I'm saying? And every increment in between. So be mindful of the time. Start right now. Don't wait to start. And don't let other people set goals for you.
Nice. Listen, before we get to the Queen Val, I want to have this specific, very specific, detailed message for two students out there. They know who they are. You can't have all these grandiose goals and like these big things that you want to do if you cannot do the things you're supposed to do.
Clean your room.
Don't tell me like you're trying to be the next great speaker or the biggest and baddest lawyer if you cannot clean your room.
Yeah, not the room, boy.
Like, can you please? Yeah. Can you
take out the trash?
It's them dishes.
Take out the trash. Can you put the recycling in the right? Can you read?
Oh, now I even have trouble with that one, so I understand.
Has this become personal? I don't know. Is it personal?
It becomes personal, doesn't it? I'm not saying any names. I'm not saying any names.
It too. You know they watching.
We might need our discllaimer right here too.
Right. I got two disclaimers now.
Don't forget to brush your teeth. Don't forget to put your deodorant on.
It's on you, Val. It's on you, Val.
I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to say. That's my thing about legacy.
Over as host today, I will take over from here because our host has gone somewhere that we are not with him.
We can't go there with him.
Don't leave your bedroom crazy.
Val, can you take over at this point?
Children, make your beds, kids. Wash the dishes and do the recycling.
Q, what is your middle name? Quincy Lee Harris. I need you to stop. Quincy Drew Harris. All right. Okay.
Poor babies and got blasted.
Right.
I'm sorry.
National. Right. Okay. Look.
Val, talk to us, please.
Got the mic. All right. 2 disclaimers. Okay. Kel said, don't let other people set goals. When you get to a certain age, but when you're younger, you have to get that help to set your goals so you understand what goal setting is. So don't say we told you, and we don't tell your mom, you can't tell me what to do. You can't set my goal.
You right.
What you say, E? You ain't the boss of me. No.
Right, he said it first.
Right. But here's the deal. So when you're thinking of goal setting, it's like GPS in that thing. And sometimes when you're younger, you get in the car with your parents and they are setting the destination. Right. And when you get old enough to set your own destination, you GPS that thing. So just remember that this really a GPS game. Where you trying to go? And you got to do what Kel says. You got to start. You have to start. But it's all about the GPS. You got to get in the car. You can't put it on the GPS and never get in the car and never go anywhere. So you can't keep saying that I want to do this or I want to do that, and you don't start. So there's no goal. There's no reward. Q, should I give you back the mic, Q, or should I just give it to E? I'm not sure. I'm afraid.
Pass it to E, because I know this one hit me a little differently. I apologize. I apologize.
Come on, take us out, E, because this one, I'm muting your mic, Q. I got it. Go ahead, E.
Know what you want to accomplish. Know how many steps it's going to take to accomplish it. Know what you need to do every day, what you need to do in the morning, what you need to do in the afternoon, what you need to do at night. Set it, and then get up and go after it. Small steps, great distances. Now you know.
Small steps, great differences. All right, let's go to our second video here. Please make sure you all take notes, take notes, take notes. Here's our second video we want to delve into right here.
This old client of mine, he was about 85 when he came to see me, and he was a financier and a kind of a mathematical genius. He made these little pendants out of a mathematical symbol for the most beautiful mathematical equation that was ever written. He made them out of gold, and he would hand those out. And he had studied psychology as a young man, and he introduced me to this concept that I didn't know about called the Pareto distribution, which, see, I'd been taught as a psychologist that most human characteristics were normally distributed, right? So most people were average and some people were extreme. That's a Pareto or a normal distribution. Intelligence is like that, and height, there's more people of average height than very tall or very short, and weight is like that, and lots of things are normally distributed, and psychologists tend to assume that everything is, but it isn't. Creative products are distributed in a Pareto distribution, and that's a whole different thing, and it's really important to know this. It's another fundamental fact, the knowledge of which can sort of transform the way you conceptualize, let's say, the political landscape. So here's an example of the Pareto distribution. You know, there's a rule of thumb that if you run a company that 20% of your employees do 80% of the work, or that 20% of your customers are responsible for 80% of your sales, or that 20% of them are responsible for 80% of the customer service calls. Same thing, but that's not exactly the rule. The rule is worse than that. The rule is, in a given domain, the square root of the number of people operating in that domain do half the productive work. So you think, well, you have 10 employees, 3 of them do half the work. It's like, yeah, okay. What if you have 100 employees? Then 10 of them do half the work. What if you have 1,000 employees? Well, then it's 30. And if it's 10,000 employees, then it's 100. And this actually turns out to be a rather ironclad rule. It applies across very, very many situations. It applies, for example, to the mass of stars and the size of cities. So you can see how universal it is as a law. And it's something like those that have more get more, and those that have less get less. That's the Matthew principle, right? To those who have everything, more will be given. From those who have nothing, everything will be taken away. And the economists sometimes call that the Matthew principle. And so what that lays out is a world that's rife with inequality. So you hear this idea that I think it's the 85 richest people in the world have more money than the bottom 2 billion. That's a Pareto distribution phenomena. And you might say, to hell with capitalism for producing that. It's like, sorry, you got your diagnosis wrong. It's a natural law. It's no matter what society you study, you get a Pareto distribution of wealth. You get a Pareto distribution of number of records recorded. You get a Pareto distribution of number of songs written or goals scored. Like any creative product has that characteristic. And it's partly because as you start to become successful, let's say, people offer you more and more opportunities. And as you start to fail, people move away from you and you plummet. And so, okay, so that's rough. So what it means is that there is always a landscape of inequality. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do anything about it, although I am saying that we don't know what to do about it. That's the thing, because you can modify the Pareto distribution of wealth, let's say, but we don't know how to do it without maybe disrupting the system so completely that it collapses, which is what happened in the Soviet Union, for example, and in Maoist China. They were trying, at least in principle, to adjust inequality. But the cure was far worse than the disease. And the truth of the matter is we actually don't know technically how much inequality there has to be to generate wealth. We can guess, and you could say, well, there should be less, and you might say, well, there should be more. If you're left-wing, you'd say less, and if you're right-wing, you'd say, well, we'll just let the inequality flourish. But we do know that it's inevitable, and we also know that we don't know how to regulate it. So there is inequality. What that means is there's always going to be people around that are better at something than you are. And that's a problem, because you can get jealous and you can get bitter and you can get resentful, and worse, you can get hopeless, because you look like I have this friend of mine. He told me something so funny. He was decrying his lack of success in the world, and he compared himself to his roommate. And he said, his college roommate was doing much better than he was. And his bloody roommate was Elon Musk. It's like, really? It's like, oh, you're not doing as well as Elon Musk. Well, you can see it would take it rather personally, because they were roommates and everything. It wasn't like he was doing badly. Like, he was doing pretty damn well. It's like, I'm not as good as Elon Musk. It's like, yeah, well, you and like 7 billion other people, But I thought it was instructive, because you have to be careful who you compare yourself to. Now, you can't just not compare yourself to successful people, right? Because then you don't have anything to aim at. And one of the things I learned from Jung, this was a cool thing. I'm going to make a real lateral move here. Jung thought the book of Revelation was appended to the Bible because the Christ in the Gospels was too merciful. He was too nice a guy. Now, he's an ideal, right? And Jung said, wait a second, an ideal is always a judge. That's the thing about an ideal, because you're not as good as your ideal. So your ideal is a judge. And Revelation has Christ coming back as a judge. And that was Jung's explanation at the level of the collective unconscious for the pasting of that remarkably strange and terrible book onto the end of the Bible. So anyways, my point is an ideal you need an ideal because you have nothing to aim at, but an ideal is a judge, and you always fall short of the ideal. So how the hell can you have the benefits of having an ideal without having the crushing blow that goes along with having the judge that always regards you as insufficient? So I was trying to work that out in the chapter, and this is something I've had to work out a lot as a clinical psychologist. It's like, well, let's say you need a goal, but we don't want to let your distance from the goal crush you. So you got to set up a goal, and then you got to break the goal down into parts so that you can move towards it, and you have a fairly high likelihood of doing it. So that's a bit of practical, I wouldn't say advice, it's because it's better than advice. It's some practical knowledge about how to go about achieving an aim. Set a high aim, but differentiate it down so you know what the next step is, and then make the next step difficult enough so you have to push yourself past where you are, but also provide yourself with a reasonable probability of success. It's also what you do with children, right? You want to push them because they need to grow up and be more than they are, right? But you don't want to crush them with constant failure. So what you do is aim high and make the goal difficult but proximal. So anyways, so that's one way of looking at it. But then the next thing is, I've had clients, many clients in their 30s, who are trying to. This is more true with women, I would say. A lot of women who are very high achieving and who established their career goals at 30 and then want to differentiate out their life. They want to have a husband, they want to have a family, they're trying to figure out how to do that. And one of the things I've noticed that around 30, you really have to stop comparing yourself in some ways to other people. And the reason for that is that the particularities of your life are so idiosyncratic that there isn't anyone really all that much like you, because the details of your life happen to matter. And so maybe you compare yourself to some rock star or something like that, and the person's rich and famous and glamorous and all that, but they're alcoholic and they use too much cocaine and they've had 3 divorces, and it's like, how the hell do you make sense out of that? Is that someone that you should judge yourself harshly against or not? The answer is you don't know, because you don't know all the details of their lives. And who do you know that you can compare yourself to? That's easy. You. Yesterday. So here's a good goal. It's something like, well, aim high. And I really mean that. It's like, and we'll talk about that a little bit too. Aim high, but use as your control yourself. It's like, so your goal is to make today some tiny increment better than yesterday. And you can use better, you can define better yourself. This doesn't have to be some imposition of external morality. You know where you're weak and insufficient, where you could improve. You think, okay, well, this is what I'm like yesterday. If I did this little thing, things would be just an increment better. And, well, that's a great thing because you get the ball rolling, and incremental improvement is unstoppable. You can actually implement it, and it starts to generate Pareto distribution-like consequences. It starts to compound. And I've seen that happen in people's lives over and over. People write me all the time and tell me that they're doing that, but I've seen that happen in people's lives continually. They make a goal that, the goal should be, how could I conceive of my life so that if I had that life, it would clearly be worth living, so I wouldn't have to be bitter, resentful, deceitful, arrogant, and vengeful? Like, that's sort of the bottom line, right? Because that's what endless failure does to you. It's not good. And that's what life without purpose and a goal does to you as well, because life is very hard. So you think, okay, well, I need to adopt a mode of being that would justify my suffering. And you can ask yourself that question: what would make this worthwhile? I quote Nietzsche, I think, in that chapter. He said, "He who has a why can bear almost any how." That's a lovely line, man. I mean, it's a lovely line. And it's really worth thinking about. So you think, well, how do I manage all this misery and suffering and futility? It's like, well, I need to figure out what I would have to do in order to make that clearly worthwhile. And so then you have your goal, and then you think, well, I need to move towards that incrementally, because I'm kind of useless and can only do so much, and maybe not even that. But all I have to do is be a little bit better than my miserable self yesterday. And that'll propel you forward very rapidly. And you can succeed at it, which is also really lovely, because why not set yourself up for success, because otherwise you'll droop around like a number 10 lobster. And, that's just not good. You get all pinchy when that happens, and it's not a good thing. So that was chapter 4.
All right, family.
You say you are morally obligated.
So let's discuss this. So I saw your question, Sister Yolanda. It's Pareto distribution. So Pareto distribution. And basically what I saw was it's an 80-20 rule, stating that 80% of the outcome is due to the 20% cause. Kind of like 80% of your revenue may come from 20% of your customers. 80% of your results may come from 20% of your maybe effort or something like that. Another example I saw here was 80% of the country's wealth was concentrated in the hands of only 20% of the population. So it's like this 80-20 rule. But that was some good stuff in both of these. And I hope as we all are embarking on new journeys, and we're in these classes, and we're setting goals, and we're online, and we see people, that something stood out in one of the videos that gave you a new perspective. So press the number 1 if you have something here on the Zoom that you would like to share that stood out for you particularly. And I'm going to start with myself here. One of the things that stood out for me is something that the brother said that was with ET. He said, your goal might be a year away. You have to start today to be a year further. A year from now, you don't want to wish you started today. Man, that was deep, man. That was deep. A year from now, you don't want to wish you started today. Then he asked himself, what can I start today that from a year from now will change my life? That's so empowering and so impactful, because many of us are looking for the get rich quick. Now, I don't think we should get rich slow, but many people that we see that are rich or successful overnight came from little small things that they did every day, maybe for a long period of time. So a year from now, it's abundance. A year from now, it's bro, I can't miss. Everything that I put out is hidden. Everything that I say is you see what I'm saying? But that came from a year of maybe being unseen. That came from a year of maybe getting no sales. That maybe came from a year of getting no engagement. So many of us don't, you got to pick something, bro. Like, am I willing to do this for 2 years and see no results? And when I heard that, I thought about my life and I'm like, wow. You know, people see when you post and, you know, oh, thousands of views, hundreds of comments, like people on the power call, look at how many people's in Ramadan. Well, bro, do you know how long we did Ramadan and 20 people showed up? Like, think about what we did together during Ramadan. How many days went by and it's like, damn, I got to send a text message out for them to even come on the call. And then we saw during Ramadan, oh, man, we got thousands. Oh, we got 2,000 done read it on YouTube. Oh, 3,000 read the Quran. So that came from, you know, like a whole year of doing it without seeing. So what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do for a year, man? And be willing to not see any results because you know maybe a year or two from now. And here's the real thing. You don't know. That's where faith comes in because you can't just guarantee a year from now you're going to get sales. See, I can't guarantee you go live every day. You're going to see a particular number. You got to have faith. You don't know what we're going to really get on the other side. It may not be a year. It may be 2 years. It may be 3 years. But if we look and we study, you know, everybody who's successful, it was some years, man, that took place before they got there. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yeah, the minister took some years to rebuild. You look at Eric Thomas. He talked about going, man, a whole 10 years. He said, I've been speaking at these colleges. Y'all didn't even know me. Do you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe? He said he had been speaking before that. But then that one blew up. So some of us, we come into something and we're looking at somebody else, right? Oh, look at this. We're looking at somebody else's success saying, okay, what do they do? Oh, they do that. This is how they sell. This is how they post content. Okay, so I can expect sales this week. No, ma'am. No, sir. The context also is, oh, by the way, they did that for 2 years and they didn't see any sales, soldier. You still interested? Oh, the minister said, I spent 8 years doing this. 8 hours studying, not 8 years, 8 hours studying per day. How much studying you doing per day? Oh, we look at the minister. Oh, it's easy to hashtag we are Farrakhan. But how many hours a day are you studying? Ooh. He said, I used to go to the hotel 3 days. All I'm doing is studying. I'm writing every word of my lecture. I'm teaching Monday through. He said, I'm teaching he said, I was studying through the day, teaching through the night. He said, we was so poor, we didn't even know we was poor, eating beans every day, having to go and get funny papers at the bottom of my shoes because I had holes in the back of my shoe. But you see him now in 2024 come out. Oh, I just wanted to show you what gold looks like. You see with his suit. And we see him today. Oh, look at the minute. Oh, suit made to go. But what about when he said I was getting them from the thrift store? See? That process. So it says, that stood out to me when that man said, he said, a year from now, you don't want to wish you started today. Some of y'all still, you got content in your head. Imagine if you would have started 365 days ago. You got this business, you got this product, and you still ain't posting about it. You still ain't talking about it. I know you don't know how to post content like the professionals, but can you say something? I know you don't know the tricks and the B-roll and the music, but can you come on and say, here's one thing I learned about my industry today? Something. A year from today, you don't want to wish, damn, I wish I would have started last January. How much further would I be today? Oh, I got this book in my head. I've been wanting to write this book. but you still ain't wrote the first paragraph. Oh, if you would have started 365 days ago, how much further would you be? Would you probably be complete? So you think about writing a whole book. Well, what if you just wrote what if you wrote one paragraph a day? See, I want to get the whole book done because I see him with a book. You don't know how long it took him to write the book. What if you wrote one paragraph a day? How much further would you be if you started 1 year ago? Woo! That was good there, boy. Okay, let's go to who we got in our queue. Let's see who we got in our queue today. Man, that was good, man. He said, man, you do not want to wish 1 year from now that you just got started today. Let's go with Sister Farah. Zoom look a little different, don't it?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Yeah, I know it look like they updated the Zoom. So I wanted to speak on what Brother E.T. and Sister Val, I believe her name was, were saying about goal setting. Brother E.T. was speaking on having a goal, knowing what you want to do, and not let other people take you away from that, not let their influence kill your dream, or even your parents, stop you from your vision. It was something like that. And Sister Val was saying that children might be too young to know goal setting, and parents help them with that. But I more so agree with what Brother E.T. was saying and less with what Sister Val was saying. And I'm gonna share why. And it's because from my own personal experience, from a young age, you have at least one goal, one vision that you have that you're working towards, and it's usually not something your parents gave you, but it's something that you just always knew you wanted to do. And it's that goal that gets you up in the morning, to go to school, to push for good grades. And sometimes the goal goes against what your parents want you to do. But we were each born with a purpose. Allah put a purpose in each of us while we were in the womb. So that could be part of the reason why we have these goals. Sometimes it's due to experiences you might have had young, maybe, that pull you away from what your parents want you to do. I don't know. But yeah, your goal might just be to be happy the next day or to make a friend. Especially that young, you don't really have anything too crazy. Sometimes it's just to make someone's day. I don't believe your parents give you that. I mean, they can influence your goals, I believe. Maybe you watched your parents be the example and make other people's day, and now you want to make someone's day because you've seen the results of that from your parents. But I believe when you're young, yes, you're not the best of planners. When you're a child, you're not a really good planner, but you definitely have at least a vision or a goal, something that you really like to do or know that you want to do in the near future. And if your parents know how to plan, because I'm not going to assume all parents know how to plan, they can help you see a realistic plan for your goal. I believe that, they can help motivate you and set a path before you. They can help you see yourself accomplishing that goal for yourself, and it keeps you motivated and keeps you from giving up on your dream, on your goal. I believe doing that with your child and being consistent with that will help push your child towards their vision and, not give up on it. But no, I believe your child knows from a young age what it is they want to do, or at least has an idea. And we're each born here with a purpose. And influence of the world and your parents and your family and friends kind of steer us off of that path a little bit, or maybe even kill our dream. Sometimes with just a word that was said and you believed it. And I'm gonna give an example from my personal life. At 12, after watching the What the Health documentary, I knew right after that I didn't want to eat meat anymore. And eventually I wanted to get off the dairy too. So my goal was to become a vegetarian. I did that same week. And I also had goals of eventually becoming a vegan later on down the line. Now, I didn't know how I was going to accomplish my goal. I didn't have a plan. I was only 12. I didn't know what I was going to eat. I didn't know how I was going to get all the nutrients I needed. I was the only vegetarian in my family. I'm still the only vegetarian in my family that I know of. And so no one could really help me with that. They didn't know where to start with that. So I was kind of on my own with that. And I later found out that I wasn't getting all the nutrients I needed. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was really just eating out of what I could, that wasn't meat, because I didn't do the shopping. Yeah, basically, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew I wanted to be vegan, so I took steps towards it. I didn't just switch on vegan overnight. What I did was I did it slowly. I took steps. First, I let go of all meat except fish. I was eating fish. So I was a pescatarian for a little bit, and then I let go of that, and I was just eating, veggies and dairy. And then after a couple more years, I let go of the dairy. So, but that's just one example. There's a lot of things I knew I wanted to do that from a young age that I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I took steps towards it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you end up accomplishing your goal, but without a plan, it's like it is bound to fail. Unless you find someone that does help you come up with a plan, or you get older and you still have that thing you want to do, you come up with a plan. Yeah. I wanted to when I discovered the teachings, not everyone in your family is gonna be for what it is you want to do. I had a grandma that I was staying with at the time that around 18, 19, that didn't want me to join the nation, but um, I didn't let that stop me from my vision, my goal, because I knew I wanted to help people. I knew this was going to help me. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to the next person. My bad. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yes, ma'am. Let's go to who we got here? Sister Yolanda.
Rich Rising, Power Call family. So I have a question first. Did ET say a dream is a goal and a goal is a plan and the plan is action? Did I get that right?
Let me see. I took a screenshot of something. Let me see. He said a dream written down becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan backed by action becomes reality.
Okay. Action, okay, becomes reality. With that being said, I think, and sometimes I still do, like when I think of dream, I'm like, a dream is something that you may not be able to accomplish, because if you're sleeping, you're dreaming. So if you're sleeping, you're stagnant and you won't do anything. But now I'm kind of shifting my perspective on the word dream. It's not just as you sleep. So he mentioned, what you like to do, but more concerned with what your peers think, paraphrasing. And I reflect back to self as you had the call last night, and you asked very direct questions. What is your love? If we had two things we're doing, you're like, what is your love? And as I heard, and I say to myself, we go around the mulberry bush. We just keep running around the bush until we get to the answer. Just be true with yourself, Yolanda. What do you like to do? What is your passion? Okay. So I answered that for myself last night. And then don't let other people set goals for you, which I tie into, you know what you like to do more, but you're more concerned with what your peers think. So whatever it is that you think I should be doing, because I know how to do a thing or multiple things, I'm gonna do what I love to do, not what you think. Because if he gave it to me, then it's for me to fulfill it, or else it's gonna go on to somebody else. So realistically, being transparent right now, I signed up for BWF so I could start my process, because I've been on my job 24 years, and next year it's a wrap for me. I don't care what they do. I get them 6 months after that, but I'm gone. So right now I know what I want to do and I have my vision. So I'm organizing myself, listening to the classes, making sure I have this in place, because I don't want to be out of order. Once I retire, I think I'm just going to obtain wealth when I haven't made the necessary adjustments in my life and seeing some bad habits I need to stop, which is because I have income, just buying stuff. I don't need to buy that because I really don't need it. I don't need anything. So why am I in here? Just because it's there, I'm going to buy it? No. We can't do that. So as Coach Courtney gave us the, I guess, layout structure of how you run your business is how you run your home, or how you organize at home, something like that. And I get it. So I may not be on pace with everyone else or anybody in my BWF, but I know where I'm trying to go. So ET mentioned, or the other guy, ET and ET's thing, taking the starting. I'm starting so that I know where I want to go, and I know the things that I need to organize. And my day is pretty structured. I did the timeline, and different days I do different things, and I wrote everything down. So okay, once I don't have to come into the plantation. Okay, this is what you used to do. Now let's make some adjustments to your time. I'm still going to be working, but I'm going to be working for self instead of a corporation. So thank you for this follow-up from last night, because that's what it is to me, a follow-up from what we talked about last night. And the creative products to be created by, how do you say that again? Pareto distribution?
It's spelled Pareto. Yep, Pareto. Pareto. Pareto distribution.
Yes. And I see that so much in my place of work. Like, we'll have a team of 20 people, and maybe 7 or 10 people doing the hustling and bustling, and the others is 20 and maybe 7 to 10. And the other ones just is chill, laid back. They don't care. I say we all get the same. We all get a paycheck, and it never bounces every week. So if that's what's going to be allowed, I'm going to use my time wisely. So these power calls are life-changing. Thank you for allowing me to share. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Praise be to Allah. Another thing that stood out for me, which I think is going to be really helpful for many of us who are embarking on new journeys, striving to create digital products, striving to make money online and things of that nature. For side note, if you're watching this on Instagram right now, comment the word free if you want to get access to my ebook that teaches you how to create a digital product that attracts buyers. I've been getting a lot of great feedback from that ebook. So if you're interested in making money online through producing your own digital product and you don't know where to start, you don't know how this stuff works, just comment the word free. I got you. It's a 3-step guide and it doesn't cost you anything. Okay. But it said when you setting goal and you kind of comparing yourself to somebody, naturally that's what you're going to do. You're going to compare yourself to something, but then that ideal becomes a judge, and he says you fall short. So he was talking about, how do you set a goal without crushing yourself? And I'm like, man, I know that's what a lot of people deal with. You have this goal, or you have someone that you look up to, but it's like, I keep failing, like I'm not reaching it. So you look at yourself almost as a failure. So he was kind of breaking down, you have to set a goal and break the goal down into parts. And he said, set a high aim, set a high goal that'll push you, but not crush you with the failure. So aim high, make it difficult, but attainable, right? So you ain't never made $10,000 in a month. Okay, well, and you only done made $2,000 on your own. Well, maybe the first goal may be, okay, let me do 5. Let me do 5. It's going to stretch me, but it's still attainable, okay? Then as you hit the 5, you do more. And so as I was looking at something on social media, I saw the minister speak on something like this. Look at what the minister said, y'all. The minister says, every time God makes you successful with a little thing, be grateful for the little thing, then go on. Don't stop. Get a bigger goal and a bigger goal and a bigger goal. Look at that. Look at that. So start with something small, get your confidence, get your momentum. Then it says, he also says, goal is to make today better than yesterday. So incremental, progress. Just get a little bit better today. Just a little better, and then a little better. And listen, let me just be honest, man. I can only speak for me. I didn't get here overnight. Y'all see me now. I can make content in 5 minutes. I can find a video and boop, 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 throw a cover on that. Ooh, it look good, man. Damn, brother, you did that in 5 minutes. Man, I wasn't always like that. Man, over time, me doing this, so like I done made thousands of videos at this point. So it's like, yeah, I can click here and click here, but it didn't start that way. I had to, I had to YouTube it. Where do I click to? Oh, there we go. And then I want to do something else. Okay, YouTube. Where do I click to? So I learned this over time. Everybody that you probably know that's successful, y'all, if we just get this in our head, I don't know for y'all, but it'll remove the what is it? The tightness, the anxiety of having to get it right now. Some of y'all are overwhelmed, not because it's a lot of information. There's a lot of information everywhere. There's a lot of information at the library. There's a lot of information literally everywhere. But we're probably overwhelmed and have anxiety because we have this false sense of, I gotta understand it all right now, when you don't. Who said you gotta understand it all right now? Who said you gotta get it all in a month? Who said you gotta get it all within a quarter? Because even us as teachers, we didn't get it all in a day, in a week, in a month. We're teaching you what we learned over years of time, and we are minimizing and what Sister Alexis say, collapsing decades into weeks for you. But don't think that, I gotta get it, this week, and if I don't understand it right now, no, man. If you learn one thing and you understand one thing out the month, that may be the thing that take you to a whole nother level. Then next month, whole nother level. And then the fact that you got teachers and people that you can bounce ideas off of and ask questions, that make it a whole lot better. Because when I was going, I didn't have too many people to bounce ideas off of. Because it was new. A lot of stuff that you see people doing today, it was new. It was kind of really crucified. Behind the scene. People was gossiping about you. Nigga make a video. Look at he got his at name. That's a minister video. Oh, yeah, I know. I saw, yeah. It's all well known today. But, you didn't have, so you didn't have a lot of, so now you got access to, you can bounce ideas. You can get feedback. You can get coaching. So let's not overwhelm ourselves with thinking, I gotta understand all my numbers today, man, it's some people still don't know how to do budget checks and all that numbers. Man, that stuff be a lot overwhelming. So that's what I just wanted to share with you guys, man. And just be 1% better than you was yesterday. Cause you're comparing and here's the thing. And I hope this really hits home for somebody. I don't know who it's for. But you're setting yourself up for failure because you're comparing yourself to something that is false. What I mean by that is you're comparing yourself to somebody that got there. It took them 10 years to get there. Bro, it's your second year. And you're thinking you're supposed to be somewhere where it took him 10 years, but you don't have the context that it took him 10 years. So you're expecting that type of production, that type of productivity, that type of work. When it took them time to learn themselves and learn their schedule and do it over and over again until it becomes second nature for them now. But ask them how it was in the very beginning. So you setting yourself up for failure because you have a false sense of what it takes to get there. What if I told you that it took 10,000 phone calls until you get good at sales? No, I'm not saying that's what it takes. I'm just saying. Because there's some people, when you see them smooth on the call, oh man, you was just so calm. Bro, go look at some of I was trying to find this video. Man, I was trying to find it. Yeah, some of y'all seen it if y'all been following me for a while. When I was cold calling people and they was hanging up in my face. Man, I wish I can find that video. Hey, my name is Brother and I do videos and I was just trying to see if I can do your mark. That was hanging up on me. Boop. No, thank you. Boop. No, I'm not interested. Boop. One person. As soon as I said it, boop, I'm like, wow. If y'all seen some of them videos, so y'all see me today when I call people, hey, it's your brother Ben X. Hey, brother Ben, what's up, man? But in the beginning, nobody knew me. Who is this? No, I'm not interested. I bet you they wish they would have took advantage today. But in the beginning, it's a bunch of rejection. So y'all thinking you got to be smooth and you got to be cold and look at how easily you handle it. You look at your confidence. Man, that stuff was built over time. Discovering what my real purpose is. I had a purpose. You know, hey, my mission is to give life to the dead, mentally, spiritually. Yeah, but I done got a little bit more deeper. I got a little understanding today. So give yourself some grace, man. Give yourself some time. You're overwhelming yourself. You got, and it's good you got these high expectations, but man, have some patience with that expectation. Oh man, I like that. I'm gonna put that on the tweet there. Ooh, have some patience with that expectation. Oh, I like that. That's a little, put that in one of my next songs. All right, let's go to Brother Remus. The great Brother Remus is here. They've been asking about your Brother Remus. Where Brother Remus at? Where Brother Remus at? There you go.
Hey, sometimes you gotta leave, so they ask for you, man. You stick around too much. They don't be wanting you around when you stick around too much. Good morning, man. Brother Ben, see, bro, you have no idea yet what you look like to those at 55, man. Because you put in the work, you're doing it. You got ET, you bringing in the sources. You're unique, man. I don't give props just to give props. I don't talk about the minister just because I don't know what else to do. I know what I'm looking at when I see the minister, when I see you, Brother Ben. And it's worth anchoring because I'm watching the evolution coming in. About 4 years ago, I guess, I started getting some traction. Had a web IG page that was 20-some thousand likes. You know what it came down to? They liked the music that I liked. It was it. They wasn't trying to hear about credit. They wasn't trying to hear about, a whole lot of stuff. Get the trust and everything together. But they was like, oh, I like the fact that he liked it. You know who liked it? People my age, for the most part, to this day. But you find traction where you can. But when you have a heart to want to offer stuff to people, ET becomes so valuable. What you're doing becomes so valuable because the Pareto philosophy, I know that 20% of my videos did 80% of the work. It did 80. So I said to myself, well, you do more videos, you might get some more. Do another 10. 2 of them is going to do the work that you need to get done. It's that principle that says in the nation, 20% of the folks in the nation is doing 80% of this work. That's that Pareto principle. You know, you got 10 children, 2 of them, you know, is doing that work that you wish they would do. That's that principle. And so knowing that and the other things that you're talking about, like, for example, Remus, you're doing all these videos, but you never put captions in your video. You could peep that. I would never peep that because I'm not on that. Brother Remus, I noticed you don't ever do this one little thing. I'm saying this because that's a curriculum. That's a roadmap for 55ers and up and whoever else really. But you know, you could be 20, you could be 15 and not have these data. But the reality is, when you put together a curriculum that, I don't care who you are, anybody for the most part, not anybody, most people, 90% can make a little video. Just put the play, hit the button. Okay, good. Something's happening. All right, ain't getting enough likes. There's certain little things. Young kind of Don, I watched him go study and learn and do these things. He could teach it now. But it does become, when you have a goal like, say, Minister Farrakhan, well, it's cool to think about starting where he's at. It's great to hear what he's saying right now. But to not know where that thing started, that's why the onions, and I put it in the chat, and when he was eating nothing but navy beans.
Right.
See, many of us shy away from that story because it's not sexy. Do you see what I'm saying? Man, they can't tell that story. You got to look like it's polished. That's when they pay attention to you. Be careful. I love E.T. I love a lot of people because they letting it be known. Look at here. The real value in the story is, it wasn't that. You know, it's so much so, people like to go to the hood. I watch people from the suburbs. They love the storyline, even the Jewish community. They like to come back to try to make it look like this story was so tough because it's something real powerful about that. It may not be sexy at first, but it's the power that says, damn, they came from that. That's the real power. Some folks will try to fake like their story was all that. You see rappers, you know the game better than me and the rapper today. Bro, you know damn well you ain't in them streets like that. You over in here putting these videos together like you would think, wow, that's the hardest. Them dude right there got it. You know, they got it from the mud, man. They was some real Crips. They was some real blood. Bro, you know that's not your lifestyle. Now, you know damn well you don't live that every day. But you want to sell that because it's something about the rags to riches story. It's something about that says, damn, if they could do it, it empowers the next person to want to do it. The problem is going through it is hell. That's the problem. Is that you get paying that price to have that story. That's why the ETs, that's why you study these individuals, that their story is really that. That's why even yourself. Remember there was a video you did, Brother Ben, where the brother was, I think he was at the drive-through. I think you know what I'm talking. People out here probably know. I saw it during Ramadan. There was a brother like homeless or something.
Oh yeah. At the gas station.
At the gas, there you go, the gas station. Was he kicking some knowledge?
Oh, he was.
People was distracted to this day, like, oh man, but go live his life. Go be with them homeless out there. I don't know if I want all that. I just want to extract the good up out of there and let me go on and get onto the beaches of the world. And that's what most people's mindset is. So it's kind of like, don't say be careful, but understand that that's a part of it is you have to create that. That doesn't mean you just got to go jump in the mud, but it does mean you have to put that goal. You got to have a mission. To me, I was thinking about, I said, a mission got to be a little bit higher than a goal because that mission got to have some goals and then you got to do some things and then you become, put them actions in and then you get that reality. When you're talking about having a mission, the minister talked about that at one point where, man, on a mission, that ain't nothing to play with because there's no, he understands his mission. To me, I think that's one of the things I think about. If you don't understand your mission, you can have a bunch of goals, but you might not understand your mission yet. When a man or woman that gets their clarity about their mission, you can't pull them off of that. I think Kobe Bryant had a mission. When he was getting down, doing what he was doing while he was here, he had a mission. Everybody else had a lot of goals. You can't get in the NBA without some goals. You start out high school, college, whatever. But a mission, oh man, you averaging 45 points a game now. Man, I don't care who we playing. We got to get, it's because you're developing for the next level, for the next level, for the next level. Big brother Ben, hey man, I look forward to the next 10 things that you do because 2 of them is going to take me where I need to go. I appreciate you, bro.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Brother Daniel.
Yes, sir. I got 2 points, but I wanted to say something to our great sister MGT Farah, when she had mentioned the veganism. I know some of us take that choice and we have the right to do so, but if we carefully comb, eat to live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad from Master Father Muhammad doesn't teach veganism because it's absent milk, which we need, and other essentials like butter and those things which help in the diet to make us the best vessels to be used by him. So that's just something to look at. No judgment at all. The 2 points that stood out to me, great family, is when our brother Eric Thompson was speaking about the goals, and he said that turn your dreams into goals by writing them down, and then break down those goals, and then put them into action, and then that tie with incremental progress. That really stood out to me because that process takes me out of the intention mindset to making it actual. You know, I didn't like the fact that in the first 25 years of my Islam, I did some things, but I lived my life intentional. And it felt good just to have the thought and to intend, but never actualize. And that became a habit, which was destructive because, and recalling something that Brother Ben said, you can start something. And then a year from here, you can see the progress in what you started. And that's how you bring your thoughts, your ideas into fruition. But if I stay in the intention state, there's nothing to see. And I heard a minister say in his 90th born day anniversary, he said some of us think of a lot and dream of a lot of things, and we just stay right there. We never actualize what we envision, dream of, or think of. So I like that incremental bringing to fruition what we think because it makes things real and it keeps me moving. It breaks a thing down to its finest bit, and I can go even refine those, and it keeps me moving and not living in the intention world, but actually trying to say be and it is. So that's really inspirational for me because I've actually been thinking about that. And I'll just be honest, I'm struggling between should I go get a job and make up this short money that I'm having, or should I take that energy and exercise faith and not fear and put it towards something that I know I should be doing and be patient, even if it means the sacrifice of many things? But would it be better for me to sacrifice those short-term comforts, and in the long term, oh, I met my goal. It came with a lot of stripes, but I made it happen. Or I sideswiped that goal and took the short-term benefit, which means some bills paid right away and some things. But 2, 3, 4, 5 years from here, I never actualize what I believe I can do. From this conversation, I better go with number 2. I better make those sacrifices. And it's a goal I believe in. I believe I can accomplish it, but then I got to overcome fear. I got to overcome the fear of losing some things and all of that because I don't see that nobody who has been successful didn't lose something. As a matter of fact, I can recall where a man said, I don't forget which motivational speaker it was, but he said, if you haven't lost something, if you don't have those stripes, and maybe you're not working toward nothing, but I don't know nobody who's been successful that didn't lose things to get to that success. So hearing this, hearing the same powerful principles reiterated, I got to go ahead and put it to work and work what I know I need to work. And then I don't know what phrase you said, brother. It was powerful. Something with patience. That's powerful because it's definitely going to take some patience and long suffering to bring to fruition a worthy goal. And also in looking at that, I know worthy goals lead to more worthy goals, or it leads to refining your goal that's more in line with one's purpose. But the fact is, if I don't set a goal, I'm not going to get the ball rolling. I'm not going to be doing anything. And the last thing I would say is that knowledge of self God in the enemy of God helps to redefine that purpose and that mission that Brother Remus was so eloquently speaking about, which helps us to deal with some of those things that I forget his name, but he was speaking about inequalities and looking at other people and making comparisons and things like that. The more we learn about self, the more we learn about the enemy of self, and the more we learn about Almighty God Allah, it'll help us to manage and put those inequalities in its proper place where we are happy with what we're supposed to fulfill. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm compelled to share this. I want to talk about the benefit of having a plan. E.T. said, a dream written down becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps become a plan. A plan backed by action becomes reality. How many of you all don't really have written down goals and plans, but you wake up and you kind of plan it in your head and then you do whatever like comes in your head? Like you move off of what am I going to do today? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Of course, outside of your job, because your job, you got to do that. But like you, whatever comes to your mind, you putting the steps together in your mind and you just execute based on what's in your mind. And you don't necessarily write out your day. Anybody do that? Comment me in the comment section. If you don't like write out step by step, like what you have to do, you kind of just, you live based on the conversations and what you visualize in your head. I want to encourage us to think further along, because I think planning helps us when we're not motivated mentally. And I found myself yesterday in a little rut. And I got a glimpse of what maybe a lot of people may be feeling. Now, I've done so much. I've done what I do so much, like thousands of times, to where I could overcome it. But for a minute, I felt what it could feel like I don't know what to do. Like I'm sitting there like, go do something productive. But mentally, I wasn't there to come up with something creative. But if I would have had a plan written down, while I had the mental energy to come up with the plan, I wouldn't have to think to even do. Like it will already be written down. I just got to go do it. And I could have did it if it was written down, but I didn't feel like thinking about what I didn't feel like being creative. I just didn't feel like coming up with something mentally. The mental energy wasn't there. And so as I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I wonder how many people deal with this and they don't have the willpower to overcome it and just go find something for them to do because they lost. They are ill motivated. They don't have like the mental energy and they just be stuck, like not knowing what to do. And I thought about how powerful a plan would be. And a plan would allow you to order your steps to where when you get up, you don't have to necessarily think about and try to come up with this creative energy about what you can do because it's already ordered. You just need to get up in the morning and do it. You already have a plan. It's already laid out. Just go get it done like you would at your job. And I thought about the job is laid out for us. You know what you're supposed to do every day. So even when we tired, man, I don't feel like getting up to work. Well, when you go to work, you already got your steps and things you do. So you would do the steps tired. You would do the steps sleepy because the steps is already there. So for me, I'm like, for those times when you're not motivated, because you're not going to always be motivated. You're not going to always be inspired. You're not going to always be in a position where you can sit down, think about a creative idea. Your juices is flowing. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's do it. No, there's going to be some times where you like, man, I don't feel like doing nothing. And you got to pull out that, okay, I can do this like a job, but it's for self. and still execute and be productive within your day. So it just reminded me about the power of planning ahead of time and having that to be disciplined towards, because to me, discipline needs to be there when you're not motivated. Discipline needs to be there when you're not inspired this morning to go do something. You got to have the discipline in place and the plan in place when you can't get up in the morning and creatively think about something new and just follow whatever your mind says. Because when your mind blank, when your mind is tired, what else? What are you gonna pull on? Because you still got to be productive in your life. You can't just take a day out because you're mentally not there. So hustle, workaholic. Hustle, workaholic. Still here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you on Bluetooth?
No, what?
It sounds like you're really far away.
Can you hear me now?
There you go, loud and clear.
Man. Uh, First things first, man. Last night was a good call. I like the way you handled that call. Um, there was a lot of questions that you answered, and the way that you answered the questions kind of gave even me perspective. I didn't have no idea for a lead magnet. Um, I didn't, but my day yesterday went kind of in order. So um, I listened to Sister Shalon's interview. That's where I started at. And her interview was it was deep. It was deep. It kind of gave way to what happened last night on the call as people was asking questions and they had a kind of a expanded idea of what they wanted. You condensed it for them and made it make sense. Like you told one sister too, uh, all of the different parts that go with your topic don't necessarily have to be out in front. Just add them to the book. You know what I'm saying? Just add them to your book. And then the brother who was like, people are by not having the right information, they will be kind of indecisive on how to handle their health. So some of them will get to the point where, they don't care. They just don't care. And if they don't care about their health, then it's suicide. They on their way out, and they grip that. This is what it's gonna be. My life is over. So this is how I'm gonna live it. I'm kind of dealing with that right now with a brother that I was talking to a few days ago, and I've been knowing him since I was in the second, third grade. I was cool with his brother. We grew up together. So when I see what's going on now inside both groups, uh, building wealthy families and digital impact partners, or digital income partners, what I see is everybody's at a ground level, no matter where you think you want to go. Coming in the door, you at a ground level to a point where you got to start at the beginning before you can even shoot anywhere. So you got all kind of ideas to go places and do things. And for me, the reason why it seems like it's so hard is because the ground level, I ain't touched it. And the ground level is what we stand on trying to come into a door. This to me is a righteous movement. It's righteous. There's no question about this. So coming into it, you gotta think on that level. It's righteous. And whatever I'm doing that's causing me to not be in my proper self, that should be the lead magnet. Because it ain't just you. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that's in your position, in your condition. And if this is coming from inside the ranks of Muhammad to out to the people, then to me, it's necessarily a mass exorcism to see that that interview that Sister Shalon did, and then see the way you handled the call last night. I still didn't have an idea for a lead magnet. I just came up with this morning because all the thoughts was running through my head. And then I made a statement, and the statement was so deep, I was like, that's it. That's where I start, because if I can start there, if I do start there, since that's where I'm starting, then it's easy for me to tell this story. This is my life. You know what I'm saying? On every aspect of it. And so I'm slow, but I'm here. I'm slow, but I'm here. And I can see a little better now. So I don't know. I can say a whole lot more, but I'm gonna stop right here.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Thank you for sharing. Sister Gwen.
Assalamu alaikum, family. I'm like the brother just before me. I'm a little slow, but I can see that I'm making
Now let me stop
some
you right
progress.
there. Let me stop you right there. Slow in comparison to who and what?
Slow in comparison to myself.
So
I can't compare myself to anyone else.
So when you say slow, you meaning you used to be really fast and now you're performing at a.
I'm slow in this process because this is something new for me. The digital real estate, the building wealthy families, all of this is new for me. So I'm slow in comparison to myself. I'm trying to, like I said, I can see some progress. I got a desk, a computer desk. I got a new computer. I got I'm getting all of those things together. I'm not really moving into I'm watching my classes. I'm coming to my classes. I did miss last night because I'm studying to recite. So I'm doing what I need to do for me. I got to get my space together. Sister Courtney said, you got to have your space together. So I got to get my space together so the creative ideas can flow. So I can put in the work that I need to put in. But if my space is not together, I can't do it. The minister said, I'm paraphrasing, put blinders on like a horse. Just see straight ahead. If you look at the race horses, they got them blinders on where they can't see what's on the left side or what's on the right side. They can only see straight ahead. So I take that and I use that as often as I can to keep myself in line with me, with what I need to do. Yes, we have mental blocks because, again, this is something new. I'm older than all y'all, but this is something that I want, and I'm following you young people because y'all fearless, man. This is something that my generation did not have. We were knocked down. We were told what we couldn't do. We were told, you don't need to do that. Why would you want to do that? So a lot of our creative juices were not actually able to flow. But you young people, y'all fearless. Y'all doing it. Y'all, so we trying to hop on the train too. We just in the caboose, but we own it. We own it. So we're going to keep on praying. We're going to keep on doing it. And I hope that you take the class last night because I do go back and listen to what I do miss. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I haven't implemented everything, but I can see that I'm getting there. I'm moving. I'm getting it together. I see it.
What have you?
Assalamu alaikum.
What have you implemented so far?
Like I said, I got my computer, I got my desk, I'm getting my space in order, those things. Because like I said, Sister Courtney said, you can't do nothing unless your space is in order. Because you can't think, you can't get it together if your space is not in order because it's chaos. Yeah. So my step one was getting my computer, getting my desk, things like that. That's my step one.
And so,
In my
so you got your computer, you got your desk, and you said you got your space in order.
Getting my space in order. I did the things Sister Courtney said. You know how you write down your day, what you've done. I've changed some things that I found that I was doing that wasn't
hold
beneficial
on.
to me.
Let's go back. You said you with Sister Courtney said write down all the things that you get done. You said you did that?
Yes. I did the paper. She said, the 196 hours.
Okay, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Everybody who have not done the 168 hours, be honest, press the number 1 if you have not done it yet. If you have not done daily or you have not done it all, the 168 hour thing that Sister Courtney said, dude, she been saying it for weeks. It's been inside it. Sister Alexis said it. How many of y'all honestly have not done it? Look at all them number ones. Then I want y'all to put the number 2. If you've been in digital real estate, you've been in the class for years and you still ain't got no laptop. You still trying to do everything on your phone. Press the number 2. If you still ain't got, I know Coach Khan still ain't got no laptop that he using. He's still on the phone. Everything phone. Press the number 2 if you still ain't got no laptop. Okay, and then I want you to press the number 3 if you know that Sister Alexis been with us for months. She was doing the power call before BWF. How many of y'all still don't have a policy yet with your bank, small or big? Press the number 3. Because you can do a bank small. It ain't got to be 100,000, 200,000. So if you still don't have that set up, I want you to press the number 3.
Wow.
Now, I want to show y'all something. Now, you came on here and said, I'm slow, and I'm slow compared to who? Now, it's good that I hear you saying myself, but it's a comparison to something. Because I know there's people been here for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years that don't have some of the stuff that you already implemented. You seen Sister Alexis in a few months. You already got with her and adjusted your policy. You heard Sister Courtney say this in the weekend. You already doing your 168. It's people still ain't even tried to do the 168. So many of us are saying we slow and we doing stuff at a slow pace when you really may be really fast. You may be moving at a rapid pace. So these are the thoughts that we have. Oh, I'm moving slow and I'm slow. No, what are you really advanced? So that's why I asked, what is the standard? What is the criteria? And if it's myself, if you saying the answer is myself, that means you so used to doing everything so fast and now you've slowed down. That's what that would mean by comparison to yourself. So based on everybody else that I know, because I know the pace that some people been going, they've been here for years, you're actually fast the way that you're implementing.
Okay. But that 168 hour paper, that was sad. It was horrible to see how much time I wasted. And so now I'm trying to figure out and implement and set up plans to get it together, to get me together. So that's all I wanted. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Well, it probably was sad, but the good side of it is that you did it, and now it's exposed. You have awareness, and now you keep moving at the pace you're doing. It ain't gonna be sad for long because of your rate of execution. But yeah, man. Again, that's what I was talking about in the beginning before we got to this. Some people take years to do some of the stuff that we're getting done, and I don't know who we comparing ourselves to, what we comparing ourselves to, but many of us think we moving slow when we moving fast in a mug. And then that leads to, may not be you, Sister Gwen, but other people, it leads them to say, man, well, this ain't for me. It's moving too fast. Too fast according to who? You don't know what all the other students doing. Matter of fact, a lot of them may be behind you. And so we overwhelm again ourselves. That energy, even the energy of I'm slow. The mindset, the what's going on, if that's the mind's thought, I'm slow. I'm moving. That's sending. I remember, you know how Brother Dick Gregory, let me find it because I can't say what he said. I gotta let y'all hear how he said. Y'all know Brother Dick Gregory, he'll go off. Listen to what Dick Gregory said right here. Ooh, he went off. Look at this.
Ain't no hope. Hold on,
I will show y'all this. Look at how powerful the words is. Look, boy, Dick, y'all know Dick Gregory cuss you out in a minute, boy. Look at this right here. Look at this.
Well, I hope that's true.
Ain't no hope. I don't give them fucking hope, man. Hope you gonna pay your goddamn rent. Hope your car work. Come on, man. Ain't no but bullshit.
No, I'm just saying. I think a lot of black people are being brainwashed.
It ain't got nothing to do with them.
Okay.
And here, if you say I'd like to go to Paris this year, but I can't afford, you just told 75 trillion cells to see to you don't get to Paris. Huh? That's who you are. And when you find that out, when you find that out, when they told me I had the worst cancer you can find, I told my son, Doc, I said, don't show that to your mother, till after your sister get married. So I gave it a report. How could they do this? I said, bitch, you better get out of here. You think I'm leaving this pussy here for your high school sweetheart? You out your mind. I ain't going nowhere. I know I'm not going nowhere. If you hope don't work. You never heard no rich, powerful motherfucker say hope. Hope I'll win the war, but a fool. The real folks know they're going to win the war before they start, except they don't count in the universe.
What did Gregory, boy, he had a way of painting that picture, didn't he, man? Hope, man. He said, when you say hope and you say I can't, he said trillions of cells, you making it to where they make it to where it don't happen. So the way that we think about ourselves and the little words that we think don't really mean nothing. And I'm just, no, man, that goes into your energy about yourself. But what about if you said, oh man, I'm moving at a rapid pace. Oh, your chest is out. Oh, you feel a little bit more confident about yourself. But if I feel like I'm behind and this is sad and I'm coming, but no, I'm making press like I'm shooting. It's like we playing basketball and you hitting. Oh, you going down the court with a different type of trot. Oh, when you hot. Well, you walk around after the game a little different, man. But when you've been missing and you think you playing bad, you kind of timid. You don't know if you finna get subbed out. You know what I mean? Then there's basketball here. When somebody come up to the thing, you think they subbing you, so you gotta act like you looking at something else so you won't get subbed. No, see, you different when you feel like you ain't performing. But when you performing and you know you hit, see, Sister Gwen right now hitting her threes. She hitting. Oh, she hitting the free throws, but she walking around like she got 5 turnovers. No, you getting us back in the game. You getting yourself back in the game. You hitting. So no, you ain't slow. You ain't behind. Sure, you just dunked the ball. You just windmilled on somebody. But have the thought process of one who just blew a layup. The countenance is different. So the way that we think in these words, the reason I'm stopping y'all is because these are self-defeating words. And the comparison will make us think we behind, and then thoughts will start to come up. That I'm pretty sure it done came up in some of y'all head. Man, is this too much for me? Man, I don't know, this trust and shit. She talking about 168. He talking about digital real estate and I don't know what he talking about with them candles. And y'all think, oh man, this is, I'm going to come back later. No, y'all on pace. It's people that was in BWO still don't understand no candles. At least you know about support and resistance. Tay teaching you about that. But you think because you don't know what he talking about when he talking about the scholastic indicator. I don't know either. Shoot. He talking about all these different indicators. You like, oh, it's too much for me. Oh, this. You don't even know, man. You right on pace, boy. You moving at a rapid pace. You own it. So, man, again, reassess. Relook at life. It's people 60 ain't got started, man. It's people 60 that's working a job and they are unfulfilled. They don't know what they want to do in life. They have no direction. At least you got a direction. So that's why I say, in comparison to who? In comparison to what? There are some people that didn't even get started in a entrepreneur journey until they were 50. They successful now, but they started late. See, Instagram makes us think everything is in your 20s. Oh, look at all these little youngsters making $1 million a day. A lot of them ain't making no $1 million a day, man. Come on, man. They ain't telling you when they struggling. I said this the other day. How is it that these are billion? Now, y'all on here every morning with Brother Tay. Come on now. These are $1 billion companies with $1 billion budgets, and they stock going like this here. They business is going like this. So you mean to tell me, goddamn, Craig that just started a damn credit company, he just make $1 million a month and he don't never fall. He never had no dips in business. He never experienced no fall. Cause they showing you nothing but Stripe accounts that's, oh, my money up, I'm up. Bro, they lying like a mug. How you can't make me believe these white folks that been in education and business all their life, they goddamn me. I'm talking about they do this all day, analyze finances, but they stocks is going like this here. And you really think I'm finna believe your business just do this 365 days out the year? Come on, man. We comparing ourselves to something that's not real. They're not showing you when they have chargebacks. They're not showing you when they got to sell the car to make ends meet. They're not showing you when they got to go get the loan. They're not showing you when you notice the watch not there no more. Come on, man, this is real. Some of us is on pace, man, doing what we supposed to be doing. But social media got us thinking that, it got to be quick and I ain't there. Man, we right there, man. We right there. We right there. So don't let these folks fool y'all, man. Shoot, I don't have to sell my car. Shoot. Got to do what I got to do. And sometimes it don't be because a mistake you made, money get locked up. I know another sister, damn, money locked up. I have my money in this investment. I can't even get. Things happen, man. It's okay. But they don't tell you that. Oh, they don't tell you that. Everybody ain't as transparent as me. I tell you, hey, man, I got less than $3,000 in my bank account, y'all. Man, shoot, I don't know what I'm going to do. But everybody they got to make you seem like, oh, it's up. And, look at my jewelry. And, look. No, bro, they be up and down, too. You can't make me believe it. That I'm looking at the S&P 500. These is businesses that been here for decades of time. Millions of people is doing business with them. And if they business going like this, you can't make Bam Bam his business doing that too. Yeah, he cold. He done learned from me. He got a cool little business. But you can't make me believe his business ain't doing this too. Oh, they just don't show it on Instagram. They just don't show it on Facebook and YouTube. Come on, man. We better get our reality together. Or we'll always feel like we behind because you're chasing after something that don't even really exist. Okay, here we go. Ran over. Okay, here we go. Let's go to Brother Antone.
Assalamu alaikum.
Uh-oh, that ain't even, that's Brother D. Gregory. He done already cussed us out. Let's go back. Here we go.
Assalamu alaikum.
Lake Salam.
When the guy has said inequality will always exist, initially I was ready to, shoot what he said down, but then I got to thinking and he said something else that kind of made it clear what perspective he was coming from. But if we don't, look at our own self and then look at the positives of ourselves versus allowing the negatives that we know about ourselves for sure to be in the forefront. And on top of comparing ourselves to others, and as far as in our eyes, they're perfections and they're just success and they just doing this and doing that, we are always self-defeat ourselves and prevent ourselves from moving the way we should and really progressing. But I trip off how the minister, just about every time he talked, just about maybe every Savior's Day, he always walked us through his humble beginnings. He always, sometimes, some of us may think, okay, I heard that before, but he telling us these things for a reason because he letting us know that everything is a process. And it's no way that you just gonna go from A to Z. Nah, you gotta go through the steps. And if we look at it realistically, instead of how TV, social media, it make it seem like just all of a sudden out of nowhere, this person got this success and they a shining star. And where they mess up at is not taking you through the bottom. This person maybe was really living in their car at one time, or this person was stuck in a rut getting payday loans, or this person, was riding a bus. So it's a illusion that's painted by this world that mess us up and make us not really look that it's a process step by step before you could really become and get to where you're trying to get to. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yes, sir. We can take one more. Cause we got to get out of here for our 9 a.m. Sister, well, we can probably do two depending on how long it is. Sister Farah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I'm gonna try not to go too over because we short on time, but I wanted to I'm sorry, 1 second. I lost my notes. Here we go. Okay. So it's dang, where it went? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, let's just come back to you. Find your notes. We're gonna come back to you. Let's go to
Yes,
brother Remus. Brother Remus.
Oh, yes, sir. My bad. Yeah, I was just loving Brother Gregory. That mindset, the power of the mindset, man, just loving self is a huge thing. And some people read loving self like it's arrogance. People judge it from the outside, but if you are not your number one supporter, just understand somebody else may not show up. I just want y'all to really understand, man. And so I love how you went in. I think it's the Gwen for letting us all know how slow we are and how fast you're moving and how much we got to do. But it's a personal journey. We wake up today, it's another blessing. We wake up and you keep it pushing because we are further than anybody has ever been before. Understand that. So we the first ones to get this far. If we're alive right now and what's about to happen today, what we set our mind on, it's never happened before because we just never did it on this date at this time. So appreciate you, Brother Ben, being that constant reminder because the digital ain't going away. I think we kind of realize we're gonna have to touch a lot of folks and get our word out there. But having our game plan and having one of my mentors said, you don't start until you've already finished. You got to have that thing so crystal clear. Get your own instructions. I'm loving the reminders in this message today. You got to go ahead and create the instructions for yourself for tomorrow, for next week. And then you wake up and say, okay, cool. Because we know we on that FedEx job, Brother Ben. They got something for you to do. You don't have to worry about what to do today. Oh, they going to tell you. Sit right over there and do this and do that. And many of us, we got to create that for ourselves. When you start going for self, ain't nobody else there to tell you nothing. You wake up like, damn, I guess not. And if you don't have those instructions, you're going to be sitting around like, damn, what am I going to do today? So we got to create the instructions for the next month, for the next 2 months, and get that resolution back going again. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. And something came to mind, right? I want us to go study decision fatigue. This is really good because what they say in decision fatigue is the premise. It says the premise is that the more decisions you make, the more drained you become, which means you might put off and procrastinate decisions. I'll figure that out later, right? And many of us, we say, I've heard many of y'all say it, oh, I'm just procrastinating. I'm just procrastinating. We're probably just making too many decisions in our life. But if we was more structured and planned it out while I had the mental energy, the next day, I may not have to make so many decisions. So like you were saying, when I go to work, the decisions and what I need to do is already laid out for me. My boss done already told me, you gotta do this, this is how you do it. This is how so I don't have to think about it. It becomes a habit. We wanna get in the habit of what we need to do to become successful and reach our goals. We don't have to think about it as much. It just becomes second nature. And whenever, whenever an audible is needed, when something has to come up that causes me to have to think, I got the mental energy now to adjust. I got the mental energy now to be extra creative because I didn't have to do 100 decisions before I got started. For example, I haven't shared it yet on the BWF page, but Brother Tay, he made a great point. Brother Tay said his closet, he got a bunch of stuff that's all black. He said it may be the same shirt, same shoe color, but just different shoes. He said, because that limits the amount of decisions I got to make. I was like, wow. You know, I got to match my blue with the blue. Do I want to wear red today? We don't realize, bro, that's taking up mental energy just thinking about what you're going to wear this morning. You know, how you going to look. So if he got all black, that's a decision that's off his head. I'll pick anything because it's going to match. And it's like those little small things. You hear somebody that's making as much money he's making, and we want to start thinking about how does he think? What is his habits? So if you don't know those behind the scenes thing, again, we'll find ourselves comparing ourselves to something, but we're not opening up the hood to see what's the method behind this success. Well, he can give more mental energy to the market because he ain't made as many decisions as we're making in the morning. Some people got to make up all type of decision before you look at the market. Now you kind of fatigued. Now you looking at this market, support, resist, you growing up your charts. Man, why I'm not as sharp as I am? Because you done made 200 decisions before the market even opened, but you don't realize it that you've made so many decisions already. So just those little small things, man, is really, really powerful. All right, let's go back to Sister Farah. Did you find your notes?
Yes, sir. And it's a lot, so I'm gonna try to shorten it, speed through it. I'll try to tie this into what we're speaking on so that it doesn't get too off topic. But I want to expand and speak a little bit more on my healthy eating journey. And like I was saying before, I knew from a young age I wanted to eat healthy. At 12 years old, I became vegetarian, but I didn't have a blueprint or an example to follow, so I was trying to figure it out by myself. So though I did accomplish my goal of becoming vegetarian because I didn't sit on it and moved out on it, what I did know step by step and learn as I went, I did end up hurting myself behind the scenes because I wasn't getting all of the nutrients I needed just eating, rice and vegetables or frozen veggie dinners, whatever. I hurt myself even more when I went vegan at 15 for 3 years. I felt weak. I didn't feel myself. And I realized I was doing more harm than good. So I brought dairy back into my diet, and then I discovered how to eat to live. Now I'm completely against the vegan diet, and look at how just a word, just the truth alone can completely change someone's life all the way around. My only purpose for becoming vegan was I wanted to have the healthiest diet possible. And the world brought me veganism, but Allah brought me, the truth and how to eat to live. And there are believers today that will argue with me when I say this, but the vegan diet is completely against how to eat to live because it contradicts what is taught to us by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who teaches us that he teaches us to eat pure butter and drink pure whole milk. And I know it's hard to find pure milk in today's time, but if you have access to raw milk, just get the best of what you have available around you. And we can live a long time, he said, from just drinking pure whole milk and eating whole wheat bread prepared the proper way. And when I learned that, that's why I started making and selling whole wheat bread, because I personally didn't know anyone in my city. Maybe there is someone, but I don't know anyone that is providing us with that bread that he describes. Letting it rise a few times, kneading it 150 times each rise, baking it slowly and well done, and waiting a day or two before consuming it. He also says to cook it 2 or 3 times before serving. I don't know any other bread made like that. So that's why I started doing that, to provide us with the right food. We got to stop buying that bread from the store. The messenger told us to get away from the soybean. And if you read the labels to the bread in the store, all of them contain soy. They're full of preservatives, contain sodium. The vegan diet pushes for eating a lot of nuts. The messenger teaches us to eat absolutely no nuts. And a lot of believers don't believe me when I say this, but that also includes the coconut because he specifically states it in the book to stay off that coconut, period. But, our people, we disobedient and will just drink the water, the coconut water. But he said to stay off of it, period. The vegan diet pushes the consumption of a lot of different beans. We should only really be eating navy beans. I could go on and on with that, but that's why I believe How to Eat to Live is part of my purpose, which is why I'm so passionate about it. But I know our time is short on here. So, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Hey, man, did y'all know those baked beans was navy beans? I didn't know that until Sister Anura said that on Instagram. I said, that's why I liked them baked beans when I was younger. Boy, I used to tear them baked beans up, man. Ooh, them baked beans was good, man. Them baked beans, man, them baked beans. Them, boy, you had them during Thanksgiving time, New Year, man. Them baked beans, man. I found out them with navy beans. I said, man, I got to go get me some. Yeah, Sister Anura posted it on Instagram a few weeks ago that baked beans that we all like is actually navy beans. I said, wow. Ooh-wee. There's somebody on Sister Farrah on YouTube that said, do you ship your bread? See, here you go, getting clients. But y'all don't want to make no videos. See, all you got to do is promote what you do, but y'all don't want to make videos every day. Somebody said, do you ship your bread? See, you getting clients already. Just by doing this on live. But y'all scared. All right. Stay scared then. Stay scared. Yeah, stay scared. Not just playing. But I'll see you guys inshallah in the morning. We gonna wait on Brother Tay to start this live stream. But man, this is good. This is a good call this morning, man. I hope this was motivating. I hope this was even for me, it gives you just that, we always need a reminder of just like, okay, take your time, son. It's all right. You pacing yourself. You know what I mean? Shoot, who you rushing? Why you rushing? You know what I mean? This, God's timing is the right timing. You know what I'm saying? So, I start thinking about how some of our upbringing is. Some of our upbringing, they grew up under entrepreneurs. So one thing that comes to my mind right now to tell you all is that, you may be looking at somebody who's 20. Oh yeah, this is good. I said this before. You may be looking at somebody who's 20, but you're 60 and you think you're behind. But in truth, they're older than you in business. Oh, they didn't catch it. They're older than you in business. They probably started their business at 14. And they've been doing their thing for a long period of time. You just now learning how to go from job into business. So although they're younger than you in age, they're older than you in experience. So don't make a mistake in comparing yourself to that person saying, oh, I'm behind. I'm 60. They're 20. I'm 70. They're 30. Well, they're older than you in how long they've been doing it. And watch this. Ooh, watch this. You may be on your 3rd year, right? But you are further than them on your 3rd year. Where you at right now, they probably was there on your 7th year. Oh, context is key. So you thinking you behind, Now realizing if you ask them about their journey, you may be years ahead of them, but because you misjudging the timelines, we think we off. Oh my goodness. See, you may be in a relationship with somebody and you like, man, well, I keep messing up. I keep doing it. But the person that had a good marriage, they may have been knowing each other since they were 14. See? They may grew up in a two-parent household where it was a great example as a marriage. You got a lot of stuff you got to get up out of your head first, boy. And you comparing yourself and you down on yourself because you keep messing up. You keep getting it wrong. Damn, I can't. Brother, man, they saw their parents reconcile. You saw your parents fight every day. Bro, you know how much stuff you got to reprogram yourself for and grow? Sister, all that stuff you got to grow from. So, man, context is just key, man. Context is key. Some of us, if we can be honest, and I'm stalling because I know Brother Tay ain't went live yet. Some of us, man, we the first ones in our family stepping out here trying to do for self. I mean, if we really think about it, most of our family go to school, get a diploma, get a degree, and go get a job. Everybody ain't stepping out there saying, I'm finna do a business and the bill's gonna be dependent on my business. You the first one in your family. You ain't got no examples in your family that did that. So, man, look at this. You the beginning of maybe a generation that can say, but Granny did it. Granny stepped on out there. Look, Uncle stepped on up out there. Boy, my papa was the first entrepreneur in my business. I don't know too many entrepreneurs in my business. In my family. Hey, y'all know I really don't even know a lot of my family. I don't even know. That's a whole nother story. But I don't know too many. Matter of fact, as far as entrepreneurship, the family I do know, I do got a cousin that's a barber. I don't know too many that's living like they 100% of what they make is off of their business. I don't know too many in my family. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You the first one, man. So that's big. That's a big responsibility too, to be the first one. Now you setting the example. So y'all who thinking about quitting, I'm finna put some on your shoulders. Y'all who thinking about quitting, I want you to think about generations coming after you. When you quit, what they gonna think? Damn, can I? Is it possible for me? My granddaddy, he started to do it, but then he stopped. He started to do it, but he said, man, I'm gonna stick to this job. So, man, think about what's on our shoulders. Think about what we're ushering in. I know you thinking everybody on social media, they entrepreneurs, but man, you probably the only one in your family that's about to be doing this. See? You probably the only one in your family started you a family bank. Ooh, that's different. Y'all know us. We ain't got no life insurance. People die. Hey, GoFundMe. Can y'all raise it? Let's do some fish dinners. You the first one thinking, you know what? Let's just get life insurance so that if somebody die, man, we can pay for it without stressing ourselves out. You the first one that's thinking on that wave. See? And to you, that's common sense. Get life insurance, duh. But bro, look online. Look online. How many people GoFundMe, let's raise. But if you just had life insurance, so man, don't despise small beginnings. Don't discount where y'all at. I know you want to be at $10,000 a month. I know you want to be at $100,000 in your business. I know. But man, y'all are so far ahead of where many of us are. So, Brother Tay is live, so we're going to get off this thing. Those of y'all who in BWF, let's go click the link so we can get over there with Brother Tay and learn this trading. Those of y'all who want to learn trading, thank y'all for listening. We'll see you guys, inshallah, in the morning, 7 a.m. Central Time. Assalamu alaikum.
Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister.